She just brings that light that I can't bring.
He kind of makes me more logical and more motivated. You're listening to Opposites Attract with J&T. Stay tuned for
Heroin, cocaine, meth.
praising me and me only.
Right now. Took the wrong pill.
Opposite Attractors, it's time. We're back.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Opposite Attract. I forgot the podcast name. Just kidding, I didn't because I'm so dedicated.
So dedicated.
Yeah, guys, we came back and we are sponsored by Mechanical Pencils. Now that's through. We wanted to welcome you once again. Sorry that we've been gone. I've been sick. I'm still sick. I'm actually kind of drowsy. Is that the
drowsy
word?
Is the word.
Whatever drugs they put in those flu medicines or cold
NyQuil.
medicine.
NyQuil knocks me out.
It's a good old codeine, man.
Have
you ever seen pictures of those cough syrups back in the day where they're like heroin, cocaine, meth? I feel like that's like the type of cough syrup I've been taking for my cold.
I get such weird dreams on that stuff when I sleep. It's bizarre.
Crazy
but anyways,
dreams.
That's not what we're talking about today. Today, we wanted to firstly apologize that we didn't make an episode last week. We made an announcement on Facebook that we weren't in the mindset to be recording, and we didn't want to bring a negative energy to our podcast. We want to be positive always, and that's why we decided to opt out that week, because we are going through something. Not us.
Our
family is going through something.
Whoa, our family?
Okay, well, I'm part of it too, so whatever.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty tough, pretty crazy. It's, if we told you, you'd be like, even the internet doesn't have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry to leave you hanging, but
crazy stuff, guys.
Crazy stuff.
I'm serious. This is like, you probably want to know now. And we'll tell you.
Dangling it in front of their head.
You can't have 5 million likes, not subscribe. I mean, you know how the YouTubers. Hey guys, welcome back to the videos. If we get 5,000 likes, I'm going to drink coffee. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, 5,000 likes will tell you.
Whatever those guys do. Yeah, but tough. Like she said, we don't want to bring a damper on the podcast. And it was actually kind of tough starting this one because it's kind of reoccurring once again.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of, we were like, okay, we have to go back to the podcast because our OG fan, he's like, yo,
no podcast, I'm done.
I'm subscribing. That's what he said. And I'm like,
shoot, we need to make another episode.
That cannot happen.
And all for you ghost watchers out there that don't do anything, but we love you anyway.
KK, we don't know who they are. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just so distracted.
It's just one of those days, guys, but we just want to come back. And based on what happened to us last week, and that's kind of still going on, we wanted to talk about teamwork in a relationship, which you might be asking, what the heck does that even mean?
Well, we're not talking.
We'll get there.
Well, yeah. We're talking about that because it's not what's something that's going to help us through a relationship. It's actually kind of opposite of teamwork, or kind of.
What?
It's what I'm trying to say is we found out that we've been like having to support each other throughout the time,
which I would consider teamwork, kind of.
Well, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not about what's happening to the person in our family. It's like how we are coping and how, like, you know, relationships.
Yeah.
You need someone to come back up on top, be that alpha for the moment, and then switch off. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah.
Like, I got this idea a couple days after we went through this whole thing, and
call it an ordeal because that's
an ordeal. We went through this ordeal, and I was thinking I was really grateful to you because we were both we were upset. We were both upset in our own ways for our own reasons, and I noticed when he was low, I wanted to be higher. So as in, like, he couldn't put in a lot of the effort in the relationship because he was in a state where it was hard for him to do so.
What are you talking about, dude?
I'm not wording it correctly. I'm trying to dance around the topic. It's hard to. But
yeah, sure.
Okay, let me rephrase, guys. Sorry. Let me orient my thoughts here. People have this misconception that when you're in a relationship, why are you laughing at me?
I don't know.
Get your shit together.
It's the code.
We are now explicit. I'm sorry. Dang it. there's this misconception that you're supposed to be 50-50 always in a relationship, as in like always 50% effort. Like you always have to be matching each other's level to be in a good quality relationship. And for the most part, like that is kind of true. Like you have to be willing to match each other at most points. Like if you're always like off of each other, like always one person is always having to step up, like say somebody's always putting in too much effort and the other person's not putting in enough, then that just obviously doesn't make a good relationship. But sometimes you have those days like we did last week where we were struggling hard with our own feelings and we couldn't put in that 50% effort. We had to be greater and put in like to carry the weight of the relationship for a minute while the other person goes through stuff. I'm not explaining this well, am I?
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of go through the emotions. I'm getting kind of emotional thinking about what happened.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I actually had a dream that I walked off. Like you know how like everything's live, so whatever happens, and I was imagining like the episode was live. And I mean, I was dreaming the episode was live, and I just like couldn't handle it like emotionally, and I like staged off, and like people kind of chased me.
You stormed off?
Yeah, have you ever seen like the the fuck? What do you mean? Yeah, I didn't even say my example, motherfucker.
I'm just saying
Fuck
as in
off,
to
dude.
keep going.
Oh, okay. That pisses me off. Hey, do you know that? You don't even know.
Sorry, keep going.
Like those people on Jeopardy that are like buzzing.
Buzz it before they even know the question. Ugh, hate that. Sorry.
The remnants of our society. Yeah, but we just wanted to talk. I don't know. Like we wanted to come back to to our podcast, but we're just being hit really hard with this, and we're trying to figure out our best way to cope, and at the same time be there for you guys in a way that we're not drowning you down with our issues,
right?
That we're not making you feel bad, that we're not making ourselves feel bad, because this is a way to help us cope, you know. Yeah. So it's hard. You can see that, or you can hear that we're having issues saying what's going on, or like you know, sounding things out because we don't understand what's going on. It's like we just turned 20. Congratulations, Taylor.
Yes.
20. She has flowers.
I'm no longer a teenager.
There's like 50 people over there just like, oh my gosh.
Praising me and me only.
Right now. Yeah. And like, you know, this stuff, and it even happened to us. It just happened to a really, really close person in my life.
And mine.
And in Taylor's now, because apparently she's family. I don't know where that happened. No ring.
I'm sorry, your family calls me family, so I'm family.
And you're sorry for that? Me too.
All right, I see how it is. Keep going.
So, yeah, like, it's tough, you know, and that's why we wanted to talk about having that teamwork in your relationship, because you know, a couple episodes we talked about how, you know, how it was in our ethnic podcast where we were talking about how, like, you know, with the gender, shoot,
it's too late
with our culture, like our diversity in our culture, and how we have to kind of step up or give some stuff away from our whatever we said. Point is, when you are in that teamwork, you have to take away something of yours to kind of come help that person. Yeah, I agree. So, like, the only reason I was mentioning the
culture difference.
Yeah, you just.
I'm reading your mind.
Speak words into my mouth so I can help myself.
The culture difference, we had to have to compromise on different stuff and make balance between different ideas and beliefs. And the same goes with what we're doing recently. And we've learned a lot over our relationship that when somebody's going through a tough time, whether that be you or me or somebody else that's going through a tough time that creates issues like with our own hearts, like having each other as a support system is so amazing, especially when the other person can be strong for you when you can't be. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, my grandpa died in February and I miss him a lot. But I remember when he died, I was like pretty upset about it, and he just held me and let me cry and was being the strong person for me.
Wait, me? I thought your grandpa was holding me.
No, you were holding me.
Guys, I'm seriously messed up right now.
He's pretty high on NyQuil.
I'll never take drugs again. Seriously, yesterday Mark was trying to explain something to me, and I honestly thought I was like in a different like world.
That stuff, like, oh,
And I wasn't even like, I thought I was dreaming, but I was awake. And
it's so weird. It's so weird.
I
Don't
just
take
have-
NyQuil
I
unless you
just have a
absolutely
cold.
have
I
to.
don't understand why.
It just messes you up.
Yeah.
You're messed up. But anyways, he held me while I cried, and I remember feeling so like grateful to have somebody that was strong and like supporting me when things were really tough for me, because everybody in my family was a mess, you know, and we were all sad. And I mean, not that I couldn't go to them, but like having this person, you, babe, in my life that kept me from feeling like the world was crumbling underneath my feet, and just keeping that stability. And like, that's why I say teamwork, because he had to do stuff like compromise his own feelings for a minute so I could be supported the same way as I've had to do that for him when he's going through stuff. And to be honest, I go through more stuff than he does because I'm an emotional wreck, but
Winning. Winning.
so he is very much the stronger one as far as being supportive, but I'm working on it, I think.
There's a Charlie Sheen reference. The
Winning.
Not the rock.
Not the rock.
Winning.
I was gonna say, like last week he was struggling, you know, and I thought I tried my absolute best to be strong for you, and I don't know if I did well at
Why
that.
are you calling me out?
Because that's what happened. We're being honest
Yeah.
with our viewers, because this is life happens,
The
things
opposite
happen.
attract family.
The opposite attract family. We love you guys, and we're glad that you can be there with us even through things like this that is hard.
Why don't you just look
To
at the
cope.
camera? You go
I
like
love
this.
you guys.
You're
It's and I love doing this.
Can you see me? I'm looking at you. It looks at you with your peripheral.
I'm passionately, like, I feel passionate about this. I love you guys, and I really appreciate being able to come here and talk about stuff that is serious and also stupid, you know, just fun things, just expressing ourselves. But I don't know. What else do you think, babe? I think
what I kind of just want to keep bouncing off each other instead of us continuing to talk because I get stuck in words.
you're doing great, sweetie.
Wow.
I don't know. I just think,
Whoa. I was about to say something.
okay,
What the
then you
fuck?
go. You go then.
I feel offended. So offended I forgot what I was going to say.
You're a liar.
Feel betrayed.
Do you?
But I was going to say that I don't remember what I was going to say. So you can.
I will speak on this a little bit more. We want to be more transparent, like with ourselves, like to you guys, but also like it's good for us too. It's kind of therapeutic to talk about, because I feel like having a place to just like speak our minds is really good for us to like understand where we're coming from. So like with this, we're still going through it, and to be honest, like I don't know how long it's going to be before we both kind of get over this piece
Bounce
for
back.
us and bounce back. But like we're staying strong as a couple. I think we're doing really good as far as like being supportive of one another and trying our best. And I think that that's all you can do. And like to everybody in a relationship out there, I think you probably know what we're saying, because there's some days your person is just struggling and they can't be at 100% with you. Like they can't put in that effort, you know, or they go through a loss. You know, I was talking to a good friend of ours, and he was saying that it's important to see what's like when your spouse goes through a loss or your person goes through a really hard time.
It's important to see that.
Yeah, it's important to see that.
Yeah,
so then
take
you
notes too.
so you know, one, how they're reacting, but two, how you can help them and how you work together. And in our relationship, I feel like we do really well with that, and I'm grateful because I know I can come to you with anything and feel that support, and I hope you feel the same, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking about him, we were kind of saying that we weren't saying most relationships, but we were agreeing that each of our relationships at the 6-month point is when you started having those bigger fights, and you started to see, you know, who's in it for, you know, who's in it to win it, or who's in it for, like, you know, the long term. And that's where that teamwork comes in.
Yeah.
The reason I mentioned that cultural thing is because if someone is able to give up whatever they have just to kind of go into what you have, that, you know, it shows that, you know, they care for you, especially when it's uncomfortable. That's why we talked about the cultural thing. You know, going to a different culture is very uncomfortable, you know, like. You know,
I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was really weird for me, and I'm still getting used to a lot of stuff.
Like I've never thought that, you know, like I never knew what like American culture was until like I actually went to your house and you guys have dog pissing and shitting.
Okay,
everywhere.
really? That's not just me.
In the Ukraine, we eat our animals because we're starving because our government is taking away all of our food.
This just became a call out to the
Very
Ukrainian
nice.
government.
No, it's the Soviet Union.
Oh,
That was run.
that's
by
deep. You're right.
Russians.
Shout out to the Soviet Union for being a complete shithole.
Whoa.
Anyways,
So, believe it or not, there are people who are like diehard, USSR fans. Like,
really?
yeah. People are brainwashed.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, with the teamwork.
That came around when we started fighting more.
Well, what the fuck are you saying?
I'm saying what you're thinking. You
Please,
just don't know how to say it.
No, don't say that because it's pissing me off because I'm on drugs and I don't know how to feel and it's like.
Okay, sorry. Continue, babe. Sorry.
Just talk with me.
Okay.
I feel like I need a therapist right now. Like, just be like, James, you need to say this. You're feeling this way, so say this. Hear this and don't hear that. I'm a wreck, and I just need to like.
Yeah.
But when you see someone, it's not even about. It's like you say teamwork, and what that means for us is when that one person is down, you come down into that hole and like, you give enough a platform so they can reach up on the ledge and grab, and then they can bend over and pull you back up too. Like that's how it's always like this, kind of like or like this, and then we're in a relationship. You're not trying to be at the top, and you're not trying to be the alpha.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see that person doing that teamwork, they step down under you so they can shoot you up. Like
Yeah.
my dad was always telling me, he's like, James, like I'm giving up my life just to lay a foundation for you. Like that's what he says, and same thing in relate. Can you bounce?
Yeah,
with me? I'm not trying to like take this.
No, I think you have an absolute point. Like being able to reach down and pick the person up instead of saying like I'm the most important.
And that's what we're trying to talk about.
Yeah.
Finally, we did it.
We finally got there, guys. We did it. We really that was a horrible
really
high five. But no, I think we've had to work.
I didn't like that.
Better high five.
We
Let's
should
do
never
it.
high five again. I'm done.
I feel rejected.
You can always trust on yourself.
Moral of the story, guys.
If you want the job done right, do it yourself.
Yeah, that's what my dad always says. But I don't know. I think that is a really good point because we didn't figure that out until about 6 months into our relationship where everything was happy-go-lucky. We were always at this 50% mark. We were always just like, blah, 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 honeymoon stage. Everything's great. Everything's perfect. And then we hit a mark and we were just kind of like, one person was down and the other person had to dig in and pick somebody back up and the other person had to dig somebody back up. And it was just like, that was when we butt heads a lot more. And like, that's when we realized that we really could get through anything when we worked together to build each other up and get through those things.
And those things are like really seasons rather than like lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because you're only trying to pick someone up. I mean, in our relationship, we're only trying to pick ourselves up to see what's next for us.
Yeah.
Where we're going. Because
we're dedicated to each other. If you're in a serious relationship, this is like, to be honest, I didn't know that I was going to be dating you for this long. Like, I had no idea. Like, I loved you and I knew I loved you, but I didn't know we'd be talking about marriage and future together and I'd be a part of your family in a little ways, I don't know. I just think that it's beautiful that we get to have this chance. And the only reason I think we got here is because we worked together so well and we continue to compromise and trust each other and understand and pick each other up.
Taylor, breathe.
I'm just passionate about you.
Fucking NyQuil. Took the wrong pill.
Don't take NyQuil. But
we're not here to complain on this podcast.
Yeah, sorry guys.
We're not here
Lots of complaining. It's just hard. I don't know. But in other news, my birthday was on Monday and that was fun.
We said that.
I know, but just to lighten up the mood here.
Who gives a crap about your birthday?
I give a crap. You give a crap. What are you trying to say?
Sorry, guys. I'm talking about the 50 people here watching this episode live.
They're supportive.
And they're so silent. Oh, thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Seriously.
You're
doing a great job.
They go like this. Just silent snaps.
Silent. Good. But I think that's pretty much all we wanted to say.
Oh yeah.
We don't have much else to share except for if you find somebody and you can tell that you're working together really well and you even when things are tough and you're fighting often and you just can't, you feel like you're butting heads and you're like, can we even do this? But you still pick each other up and you still try. That's when you know you got a good teammate. You know, being in a relationship is just the same as having a good teammate that you trust, that you care about, that's willing to put like to make up for what you lost. Like I played volleyball my whole life. You need to have somebody that'll pick up that pass when you effed up and missed the block. You know, you need somebody to pick it up for you. Shout out to my volleyball players. Please, hopefully somebody understands.
Sure. I volleyball.
You volley.
On the occasion that there is a park and a net and people playing with the ball.
And it's warm outside.
That could also be soccer.
That's deep.
Yeah.
It could be.
Well, yeah, sorry. Guys, this is not our model, so please. If anything, I should have said this in the beginning of the episode. This episode is going to suck.
This episode sucks.
So just cut out unless you're an OG and you're going with the emotions with us.
This is
Some
real.
of my family listens to this podcast, and I'm sure you understand what's going on. And they feel the same way. Like when I was going to visit the family, I mean, you could just look on their faces. They look like, you know, like a hurricane went through it, and or like a tornado just blew everything around, and you know they're still like looking for their glasses just to put on to see what's going on. So that's kind of how we are in our speech, in our thinking. It's very fragmented.
It is, yeah. I feel like we're kind of still picking up the pieces, trying to make sense of it, and we're all still talking about it and trying to understand and move on. And I still blame myself in a lot of ways, and I think that we all are just trying to get past those.
Yeah, we're still trying to understand what's going on.
You know, and I think that you are witnessing firsthand how it goes with things like this. So I hope you guys are patient with us. And if you're going through anything like this, whether just anything serious at all with family, yourself, like our heart goes out to you because seriously, it's difficult. And just having somebody to help you through it is just amazing and wonderful. And even if that's just family, it's
Shout
great.
out to all those people who are going through some tough times.
Seriously.
Because, like, I mean, we are, and I kind of appreciate it in a way because during the highs, you know, everyone is going to be, you know, playing on your team and everyone's going to be celebrating with you. But in your lows, that's when you really find out who gets filtered out.
Yeah.
That's where people are filtered out, and you can see who's around you, and you can see how they're treating you, and you can see those things, and that's the really cool thing about bad situations in life. I mean, it really brings. Did I say brings right the first time?
Yeah, brings.
I feel like I'm in a dream. Really brings those people together. I haven't been close with my family like this, never really. So I feel like I'm getting up in a new tier, and you know, Taylor is being brought into my family deeper because with the situation, we all look around. You know, we take our hands down, we look who's around, and then we just
bring it in.
Yeah, you see who's around, and you're like, all right, this is our team. This is who we're playing with. So
we can get through it. Let's get closer. We can do this. Yeah. We can get through it. Having a good support system is everything, including having a good relationship that supports you as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we wanted to say.
I was going to yell, but my OG listener, my OG fan, he's like, James, I love you. But stop fucking yelling in the mic. Stop fucking yelling in the mic. It was like, I had to put the phone down for a second. I was just like, I'm sorry I caused you pain.
No more pain.
Anyway, guys, next episode we're going to be talking about how Taylor and I know we are in love, how we know we are the one for each other, how we make each other do that really weird thing I just did because I love her. So you guys might seem like we're opposing each other because we're sitting across and we're opposite tracks, kind of. But I like seeing her face and connecting emotionally and spiritually and on the highs that we're on together.
Mm-hmm. This is therapeutic for us, and we hope you guys kind of like going through it with us.
This time, it's going to be entertaining.
Next time,
yeah.
Hopefully, this was entertaining at least in a little bit. So. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening regardless, even if it was a little bit of this podcast. Shout out to Mechanical Pencils again for sponsoring us. I think we really appreciate it.
Rock on, especially the
seriously,
lime green ones.
Oh, yeah. They're doing great. Mm-hmm. But Catch us next week, and we love you guys. Seriously, we love you guys.
Comment below what millimeter lead size you use. It's the 0.7 point. Like we. This is like a question I've always wondered. I'm like, I'm more like a 0.7 guy because I'm kind of average.
I'm 0.5, dude, all the way.
Oh yeah, 0.5 is good, but it just breaks easy. And then
that's true.
Anyway, thanks.
Comment your mechanical pencil preferences.
Yeah, thank you. With your money, we've been able to buy an airplane. So that's how we get here to the studio.
Yeah. What he said.
Like I said, I've had some crazy dreams. Drugs.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
It's morning.